The 45 delegates at that first Constitution Convention were elected by the colonial parliaments, not by the people. Present was a New South Welsh parliamentarian who would go on to become the first Prime Minister.
A nation for a continent, and a continent for a nation.
Edmund Barton's a very interesting character because he had a reputation for slothfulness, really, for being very bright, but preferring to live it up with his mates than actually to get down and do anything.
Barton could be regarded as a gourmet, a man who loved food and plenty of it, and liked wine to accompany it. By the standards of the day, it would be unfair to suggest that he drank more heavily than others, but it was this combination of indolence, his large and rather prosperous size, and his liking for a good time. He was not a hard worker that encouraged, I suppose, the nickname Tosspot Toby to suggest that he was always throwing them back.
It was probably much more customary in those days for people, men, not women, to drink rather a lot on occasions like banquets. That a large degree of public intoxication was not unusual. And people had what they called smoke nights, which were actually drink nights. And it was not at all unusual for there to be huge amounts of alcohol consumed by present-day standards. And Tosspot Toby was there with the best of them on those occasions. He held it quite well, I think. I mean, he wasn't discovered sort of flat in his face in the gutter. But he certainly, and remember, he had a very large girth, so he could probably drink rather more than some other people without, going completely under the weather. But nobody had to drive home in those days. People occasionally fell off horses and things, but basically I think a large degree of drinking was considered to be much more normal.
But the lazy, social Tosspot Toby was capable of very hard work and self-discipline.
If anything, Barton might have been something a little bit like a manic depressive, who could at times be very depressed and suffer from lassitude and appear to be inactive, but at other times he could galvanise himself and galvanise others, with remarkable